Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our community meditation. And thank you for those who are joining us online right now. To connect in this consciousness, my name is Debbie Little, and I'm your practitioner for this morning with the meditation. So I'd like to ask you to take a moment and look at your cell phones, make sure they're off, so that we can have an uninterrupted service experience together. And this meditation is a blend of spoken word and music and silence. And it will approximately last 15 minutes. So just settle into this moment as I organize myself here. Here we go. I'm like, get the papers together. So just take this time to relax in this moment, to let everything else that came before you just drift away. Just let it just fall away as you close your eyes, if you feel comfortable doing that. And just be in this moment, this present moment. You don't have to do anything, just be. Just breathing in and breathing out. Just feeling that comfortable moment of silence, like a wonderful, comfortable hug that we're embraced by this beautiful silence, this beautiful moment of being together, where there is nothing else but right here and right now. As we breathe in and breathe out, drop our shoulders and just sit comfortably in our chairs. And we let that music infuse us with that peaceful feeling of just being together. This month we have talked about grace and how God's blessing graces us at every moment. We know that grace makes our way easy, and grace can open doors, and grace can lead us comfortably through life. And we know sometimes that there have been experiences where we have done our work, our service, and we have been filled with joy. We have been filled with the delightful experience of doing what we want to do. But I wonder sometimes, have you ever had the experience of doing something you really love for an extended period of time, only discover that you no longer want to do what you're doing? For no reason, you are kind of suddenly unhappy for being where you are and doing what you're doing. It's like the universe is edging you towards something greater, something more expanding in your life. God is nudging you, telling you, what do you really want to do with your life? I have made the way easy. I have filled you with grace and the blessings of life. But now that blanket of comfort has been lifted. And now you are searching for something that fulfills you, that makes you whole and makes you happy once again. I have not deserted you, for I love you. But it is time to look deep inside yourself, to be filled with that grace that makes things easy for you. There's a lot of things that can warn you that something is not quite what it should be in your life. The excitement or the enthusiasm or the fulfillment that you once had felt. And your energy has maybe not long been there at a high vibration. And sometimes that diminishes. And we have been in service. We have gifted the world with our blessings, with ourselves. But that takes a moment for ourselves to look deep inside, to sit in silence, to sit in meditation and maybe ask God the difficult question. What is mine to do? I want to have that feeling of bliss, of grace, of blessings, that the door opens easily for me. I want to feel that excitement, that bliss. I want to give the world, maybe in another area of my life. Because grace is amazing. It leads the way. Take a look deep inside right now. Is there some area in your life that you feel that life is not quite going as easy as you expected? Is there a shift coming in your life? Is something greater waiting to unfold that you can't even begin to imagine? Just take a moment and ask God, what is mine to do? Where will the doors open for me? And life becomes so easy and so smooth that I walk this path with joy, with enthusiasm, with energy, and with love. So take a few moments just to sit in the silence. Ask those questions. And just feel comfortable with the answer. Knowing God's grace is always available. Until today, you may have thought that you needed a good reason to leave a good situation, even when you don't feel good about leaving it. But if the way seems difficult or challenging, we have to open that door and allow God's grace to lead the way. Sometimes Spirit's voice comes so softly into your heart that it will be difficult sometimes for you to hear it. But if you open your heart and you listen, because your heart knows the truth, your true identity and your true purpose in life, if you're ready and willing to know what your heart already knows, ask your heart to cleanse itself, to be open, to be healed, to be filled with that beautiful sense of love and grace, where everything comes easy. You're filled with joy. You're filled with excitement and energy. Know that God's love is a gift, is a blessing. And when we allow ourselves just to sit in the silence and listen, to know, to realize that God's idea for us is greater than anything we could ever imagine for ourselves. Because sometimes we get stuck and we believe that we have to trudge forward, and we feel that something is missing. We have to realize that God is nudging us forward, nudging us into something greater, where the door opens and we follow and we feel that sense of love and excitement once again. Feel in your heart that joy. Feel that enthusiasm. Feel it vibrate through your body right now. That sense of excitement that life offers to us. Take this moment just to feel that vibration inside yourself. Feel God's grace flow through you. Woven into this tapestry of love, of community, of being together. We are like that puzzle with the pieces all connecting together to portray this beautiful picture. And your life is a blessing. What you have is unique and authentic and beautiful. It is an expression that you are this gift to this world. Do not diminish yourself. Shine bright. Feel God's blessing and God's grace open those doors for you, and walk through it with a smile, with joy, with enthusiasm, with love, and with purpose. come back to this moment in this room, feeling that vibration of life within us. Thank you for joining me this morning for this meditation. The service will start at 10 o'clock, so feel free to move around and just enjoy each other's company. Thank you.
Keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real with Reverend Laura. Keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
This is Centered for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.
Talking with the Spirit, and I'm rolling with the Spirit, turning with the... Well, good morning, everyone, and happy holidays! Excuse me, now I got a cough. Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to our final service here in this beautiful location. We have been so blessed to have the Meadows community here open their arms to us and allow us to come together each week as we've waited for our new building to open, and it opens next Sunday. Yeah. It is opening as a work in progress. Every week we will be doing something different to it. I just got notification that the labyrinth will be delivered on Tuesday, so we are just know with me that it is delivered fine and that the floor people can get it installed before the 3rd. If not, we will have it by the 10th for sure. So we are just so blessed to have the support of this amazing community that has allowed us to get to this point in our evolution. And so we are just grateful. So we're going to start us off with some music. Justin, what are we singing today, Justin? Oh, good, grateful. All right, works perfect with us. This has motions if you want to stand.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. 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 All right, at this time, if you're comfortable, please greet your neighbor.
All right, so we're going to go into that more contemplative time with our affirmation of the day and our invocation. And so I'd like to invite up our practitioner of the day, Debbie Little, to deliver that for us.
Laura, move. All right, so please join with me in saying this week's affirmation. I'm going to divide it up and just repeat right after me. I rest from the activity of the mind. I rest from the activity of the mind and allow grace and truth, to permeate my consciousness. Okay, now let's just turn within as we prepare for this morning's invocation.
The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me. The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me.
So this morning when we come together, we open up our hearts, we open up our minds, we open up wide to the possibility of life, of love, of community coming together in this glorious day, celebrating together. We pay attention, we listen, we allow Spirit's love to flow through us. We are in celebration of this community, moving forward, of God's grace unfolding around us, in us, as a beautiful, warm hug of acceptance, of love. So we listen to the message today from Reverend Laura, Spirit speaking through her. We listen to the music, and we sit in the silence as we all come together as one, yet individuals uniquely expressing as yourself. So today is a celebration of love, of going forward, moving forward, of God's guidance, of grace, of that open door as we move through it smoothly, blissfully, with love. And so it is.
The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me.
Thank you, Joe.
We are definitely blessed by our talent, that's for sure. And thank you, Debbie, for the beautiful invocation, and Justin and Joe for the music, and Roxy for being here to help us look good on camera and all of the other things. She's here just for me. And speaking of that, I forgot to welcome our online audience. So if you would, just turn around and wave at them and say good morning. Let everybody know that we are happy to have you here with us too. Thank you so much. And so we are wrapping up another month of the theme for the year of building a community. And it's really exciting because we have built a building for our community. And so this month's theme was grace, is grace. And so today, my talk title is Amazing Grace. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard that song at least once or twice in your life. It is actually the most popular hymn. It's played more often than any other of the Christian hymns that are out there. It's an amazing song in the feelings that it evokes inside of us. It has an amazing history that goes along with it. It was written in the mid-1700s by a man who was a captain of a ship that was carrying people that had been captured and sold into slavery. And he had an epiphany one day on the ship that made him realize what a wretch, is his word, what a wretch he had been. You know, God saved a wretch like me in there. He took some of the words from it, from the Bible. Has brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us on. Comes from the Chronicles. And there's so much emotion whenever I hear that song. I know I had the song played at both my parents' memorial services. It's been played at many of the services that I have done myself. And to me, it evokes a feeling inside of me, because what it does for me is it connects me with Spirit. It connects me with Spirit in a way that I don't connect otherwise. And I think that is the absolute perfect example of grace. Grace is, as I've talked about all month long, that undeserved quality of Spirit that comes to us. We don't have to do anything to earn God's grace. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to be different. Grace is automatically given to us. And grace is not just a human experience that we have when we connect with it. It is actually a transformational experience. When we are in that presence of grace and we allow grace to move through us, then we are transformed by the experience in itself. It is most often felt when we are in moments of forgiveness. Either we are forgiving somebody or somebody's forgiven us. It is felt very significantly when we have compassion for others or for ourselves. It is often felt in acts of kindness that we may not necessarily believe that we deserved that act of kindness. Those random acts of kindness and senseless acts of beauty. I love that phrase. When we don't realize, when we don't think that we necessarily deserved it, but we receive it anyway, we feel the presence, that grace, that presence of the divine coming to us from whomever we're interacting with in there. But most often we find grace when we are in adversity, when we are in challenges in our lives, when something is not going right. That's when we seem to recognize grace moving through us most often. It doesn't have to happen during adversity, but we find that it does, because what adversity does is it gets us to a place where we can't do anything else but give up. When we're in a challenging situation in our life, we are up against the wall, and there is nothing for us to do but to let it go, to give it up. That word surrender, I know a lot of people don't like it because they equate surrender with losing. Because we think about, you surrender in a war, and then we've lost the war. Or you surrender something, you've lost something. But surrendering is not about so much giving up something, but it's about giving ourselves to something. It's about allowing ourselves to be helped and supported by that universal presence that is always there and it's always available to us. When we surrender, when we let go of that and allow it to, it's me saying, I of my own self can do nothing. It is the Spirit within that doeth the works, as the master teacher wrote. It's when I give up control, when I give up trying to fix something, when I give up trying to figure it out, trying to make it work right in my life, that's when I really feel those moments of grace. Rumi, the wonderful poet Rumi, writes it this way. He says, "Give up to grace. The ocean takes care of each wave until it gets to the shore. You need more help than you think." I love Rumi. He can really stick it to you sometimes. You need more help than you think. We spend so much of our human life thinking we have to have the answer, that we have to figure it out, that we have to know the way to do it. And we are so reluctant to give that up, to let that go, and to allow Spirit to move through us. You know, I've talked about him often, but I study Joel Goldsmith. Joel Goldsmith he was a contemporary of our founder, Ernest Holmes, and many of his ideas are very much in alignment with what we believe here. But in his book, The Heart of Mysticism, he has this little prayer. Now, I never get it right, so I'm not even going to try to get it right. I'm going to tell you how I say this prayer. Joel says, when you can't figure something out, when you are at that place where you have tried everything, where I have done, like, for me, I've done every spiritual mind treatment I can think of about every topic I can possibly think of, and I'm still not getting the results that I want, then I do this prayer. It goes something like this for me. God, search my mind, search my body, search my heart, search my soul. If you find anything there that doesn't fit, that doesn't belong, I'm turning it over to you. You take care of it. I don't even need to know what it is. That works. That will get me out of a stuck situation more quickly than just about anything else. Because I have surrendered up trying to figure it out. Because I've surrendered control over the outcome of it. Because I've just said, this is beyond me. I need more help than I think, as Rumi says. I need more help here than I can possibly come up with on my own little mental mind. So I'm turning it over to you, Spirit. And grace floods in every single time. Grace will flood right into whatever that circumstance is for me. Now, I got to admit, it takes me a long time to get to that point to remember to do that prayer. Because I'm thinking, I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how to solve this. You know, I'm an intellectual person. I am a scientist. I should be able to figure this out. And I have to sometimes go a long time before I get past that little ego of mine saying, Laura, you should know how to do this. You should figure this out yourself. You know, the thing with surrender is surrender happens in those stages of consciousness. We talk about the stages of consciousness a lot. I first read The Stages of Consciousness by Joel Goldsmith in one of his works, Art of Meditation. He calls them something different than what the terms are that we use nowadays. He hadn't formalized it the way that Reverend Michael Beckwith did for us in his visioning work. So normally we talk about the to me, by me, through me, and as me stages of consciousness. The to me stage of consciousness. I am a victim and things are happening to me. I don't have any control over it, and I just feel like whichever way the wind blows, I'm going with it. I'm in that victim state of consciousness. Something happens, I start doing some spiritual work usually. Mostly it's meditation and affirmations, and I begin to start making things happen. We call this the manifestor consciousness. I start to manifest good in my life because I've shifted things. I've become a little more reflective, listening during meditations. I've learned the power of affirmations, and I can use those to change my thinking about things that are happening in my life, and things start to get better. Then we have the through me consciousness. The through me consciousness is when I am a channel through which Spirit is moving through me. I have surrendered enough of my ego that tried to make things happen in the by me stage to allow Spirit to move through me. And then the final stage that we talk about is the as me, or the being consciousness, where I have those, for me, brief moments of unified consciousness where I don't feel any separation between me and Spirit. Usually for me, they happen in meditation, or if I'm just being very quiet and I can feel that presence and I can feel it actually moving through my skin and moving past my skin, moving through, what word I'm looking for there. So Joel talks about it in a little different way. Joel is very biblical. And a lot of his work, he started off as a Christian scientist. He was born Jewish, started off as a Christian scientist in his early 20s. So he talks about it in reference to the Bible. And so the first stage, that victim stage of consciousness, he calls it barrenness. And we got nothing inside of us. There is nothing working through us. We're just isolated on our own, trying to get our own little ego to figure things out. We are in that land of barrenness. And then we start to realize that there's something else out there. That there's something that maybe I could use to change the conditions in my life, something that helps me change how I look at things. Joel equates this to what happened with Moses. And he calls this the Moses consciousness. Because in the Moses consciousness, what happened? Moses came in and he got stuff done. He got the people free. He took them to the land of milk and honey, where they had plenty. They were able to manifest good in their lives. They were making things happen in that era of Moses, that Moses consciousness era. It talks about the third level of consciousness as the messianic consciousness. In other words, the Messiah, when Jesus came in. When we started to look at how we could have this vessel that God is moving through to bring things into our experience. Now, oftentimes in the Bible, it stops with that because often in the Bible it says that there's only this one Messiah. But we know in our philosophy that each one of us can be that place through which God shows up. So each one of us can participate in the messianic consciousness, in the through me stage, being that channel, that vessel through which God shows up. This is the really important part of surrender right here. Because in the manifestor, the Moses consciousness, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to make it happen. I know what to do things right. I've got my staff, and I can make things happen. I can lead the people to freedom. I can have all the food and drink and wine and everything else that I want in my life, all the milk and honey that is provided for us, all of the good things. I think I'm doing something in that stage of consciousness. But when I get to that other stage, that next stage, I realize that it is actually Spirit that is moving through me, allowing these things to happen in my life. Spirit has gotten me to that place where everything is provided for. In the Bible, they say, seek thee not, seek thee, no. God knows you have what you have need of, and it is God's good pleasure to give it to you. You know, Jesus talks about, do I have to think about the clothes that I'm wearing? No. Spirit provides that for me. Do I have to think about the food that I eat? No. Spirit provides that for me. And so as we move from that stage of by me to the to me stage, that is when the act of surrender is happening. That's when we are allowing Spirit to work through us. And that leads us to that final state of consciousness, that being consciousness, that Christ consciousness that they speak of. That is that unified, illumined consciousness. In almost every one of his books, Joel starts it off with a phrase about the illumined walk by grace and not by sight. The illumined walk by grace, because grace is moving through them. Once we get to that place where we understand that Spirit is the very nature of who we are, and that as we surrender all of our wants and needs and desires to the action and the activity of Spirit, then not only do we get our wants, needs, and desires, but we get this connection with Spirit that we couldn't have gotten if we weren't surrendering, if we were still holding on, trying to make it happen ourselves. So often we get stuck in that. Surrender is not just an act of transformation, it is an act of courage. Too often we think that surrender is an act of weakness, but it takes great courage to just say, okay, I don't know what to do here, but I know you do, Spirit. And so I'm going to turn it over to you and allow you to work through me, and let's see what happens. This is our work in life, is to get to that place where we can turn it over, where we can experience that transformative power of surrender that leads to a grace that we could have never imagined, that leads to that actual experience of amazing grace in our lives. So let's take this into prayer. I invite our practitioners to stand and surround us. I hope you all make it to the service next Sunday at our sanctuary, our brand new sanctuary, because the practitioners are going to do chamber prayer. They don't necessarily know this right now, but I just told them. So if you haven't experienced a chamber prayer before, it is a powerful, transformative experience. All right. And so we just turn within. If you'd like to, just take in a nice deep breath, close your eyes, and let your shoulders drop and your body relax as we move into that place and space of conscious connection with the indwelling presence, that one divine love intelligence that resides right at the heart of our being, that is the isness, the allness, and the fullness of all life. I know that in the beginning was this one all-pervasive power. Nothing else existed. And through its own energy, through its own matter, through its own consciousness, Spirit created. And it brought forth everything into existence. Every star in the sky, every planet, every grain of sand, every atom and molecule and being that has ever been is a perfect and unique emanation of that one power and presence, that one unconditional love that was so powerful it had to express itself as creation, to share this love, to bring it forth into expression, to watch it unfold throughout all of life. Because I know there is only one, I know that I am one with it. I know that that love intelligence resides right at the very heart of my being. That I am the perfect creation of that love. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for everyone. For all of creation has been brought into existence by this one amazing consciousness. That this one shares itself throughout all of creation. And that each one of us is that perfect emanation of love in action. And because I know this is true for us, I speak my word of truth right here and right now. I know that each one of us is the unfoldment of grace. That each one of us is that amazing and perfect representation of a creative intelligence that experiences life through and as its own creation. I know that as we surrender our need to make things happen, that this grace has an opening within us to pour itself forth into expression in all of our affairs, in our health, in our finances, in our relationships. Everything is an outpicturing of grace in action. Oh, and how blessed we are. How blessed we are to feel this, to see it, to know it is happening right here and right now. And I just give great thanks for this knowing. Thanks for this visible and tangible representation of the grace of the divine happening here on earth. I let this go and I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Beautiful. Thank you all. I can feel the energy today. This is really cool. I love it when it comes both ways, you know. So we are now entering into our tithes, our time of sharing our tithes and offerings. And so this is one of our spiritual practices is sacred giving. And it's giving to support the mission that we are formulating for our beautiful new building, for our community, for everything that we do here in the Las Vegas area and beyond. And so if you're giving cash or donation, we are happy to accept that. If you want to give electronically, you can do that through our website, through our text to give, through our Zelle. We'll take your money any way you want to give it. Those of you that are joining us online, there is a link beneath the video on the YouTube channel there for you to go to our website and donate to, and we gratefully accept your donations as well. All of this goes to support the vision and the mission of Center for Spiritual Living. So if you would, hold your offering over your heart. If you're giving electronically, just put your hands over your heart. If you've already given for this time period, just go ahead and put your hands over your heart too. And just repeat after me. This gift I give.
This gift I give
Goes forth from me.
goes forth from me.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
And returns to me in kind.
Returns to me in kind.
Pressed down and overflowing. And so it is. There's some music.
With all my heart, my God, I give to you. With all my soul, my God, I live as you. With all my mind, my God, I think of you. With joyful thanks, my God, I live through you. You hold me, you show me, and supply my every need. You hold me in love and light. Thy grace is my sufficiency. With all my heart, my God, I give to you. With all my soul, my God, I live as you. With all my mind, my God, I think of you. With joyful thanks, my God, I give through you. All right, one more time. With all my heart, my God, I give to you. With all my soul, my God, I live as you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. All right, we just have a few announcements as we finish up here. Again, next Sunday is our first service in our brand new building. On the table back here, I have some sign-up sheets for ushers and greeters and people that might want to do hospitality, or any of you, like our crazy music director who love to clean, would like to join our cleanup crew. My name will not go on there. I'm just saying, Justin. God bless you. Also on the table is a sign-up sheet if you would like to bring some snacks for our hospitality. You only need to bring about 24 items for, I've got 3 people for each Sunday signed up there. So if you'd like to bring treats one Sunday, we would gladly accept that. We'll provide coffee, tea, hot chocolate, those kind of things. But we're grateful to accept your goodies, especially this time of year when we have such wonderful Christmas cookies coming. So can't wait for that. Flowers today, they're by me. Because I'm so grateful. I am just so grateful for everything that has got us to this moment. Next Sunday is actually my second, it started my 3rd year, so I guess the 2nd anniversary of myself as a senior minister here. So it was the first Sunday in December that I started 2 years ago. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the support of everyone for the last 4 years that has gotten us to this point. I'm so grateful for those of you who enrolled yourselves in the vision of creating a labyrinth it's happening. It is happening, and it is going to be a game changer for our center as far as getting people into our place to experience what we have to offer. I am so grateful for those of you that have, like me, invested in our youth and our youth program that we have here at our center. We have a youth director. I just got a teen director signed up, so these ladies are going to be, they're both professional educators. They're going to be actively enrolled in building a youth and teen program at our center. And we know that shows that we're alive. That shows that we are growing. And so I'm just grateful. And so thank you for this. If you would like to sponsor flowers for our new center coming up, I think we already have flowers for next week, but there's a link on the website, or you can see Kelly Marshall in the back, and she'll be happy to help you with that and getting the flowers sponsored. But we would love to have that. We're also, going to be buying greenery and things like that to enhance our environment and so forth. So we're just really grateful for all of that. Just so you know, our building is still a work in progress. We still have things that are being done. So when you go in there, you may see pieces of blue tape on the wall. Please leave them. Please leave them there. That's for our contractor to come back and touch up some things. We won't have all of the rooms completely decorated yet because it's a work in progress. But we have a vision for it. We have a great team that is putting this all together. And so we are so, so blessed to just have and see this vision unfolding for our brand new Center for Spiritual Living. Let's see, we have a few classes coming up. Now that we're going to have classrooms and places to meet during the week, we're so excited about that. So starting in January, we have 3 classes coming up. We have Kelly Marshall's Artist Way class, which will be on Sundays starting January 21st. If you're not familiar, The Artist Way is a book by Julia Cameron, which is about helping people be more creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be art. She works with all kinds of people, and this I've used this myself for getting to different places in my life. If I feel stuck, find a place to be creative, and this is a great way to do that. So we'll have information about that on the website. We also have a grief class that's starting in January on Mondays with Kelly Capsar, who is a certified grief facilitator, and she will be presenting, I think it's a 6-week class on moving through grief. And now, you may think nobody's died around me, but grief comes in lots of ways. I think every single one of us in this entire world has experienced some form of grief over the last 3 years because things in our lives changed, and we grieve change. We grieve it as we move through those processes. So consider taking the grief class. And also, starting in January, I'll be doing a back to basics of science of mind. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about how our founder, Ernest Holmes, developed this philosophy, what are the key principles of it, and what are our spiritual practices, you can join me on for our Back to the Basics class, Basics of Science of Mind. Also in January, we've got a couple of workshops coming up. We have new member workshop on January 7th, which is a Sunday. It will be introduction to what it means to be a member here at our center. So if you've thought about joining our center as a member, attend this workshop, and then you can make a decision at that point whether you wish to actually sign up as a member. Members have certain benefits and certain responsibilities to it, so membership does. Kelly Marshall's bringing her vision board workshop back to us again. She likes to start the year off every year with this vision board workshop. It's phenomenal. I've attended it a couple of times, and so that will be on January 14th. And I just created for December 21st will be our first official labyrinth walk, and it's the winter solstice. So at 7 o'clock, solstice is at 7:08 on December 21st. So at 7 o'clock, we're going to start in the sanctuary, and we will do a little bit of an activity and then do a labyrinth walk. So if you want to join us for that on December 21st, you'll get more information about all this on your newsletter. If you have not signed up for our newsletter, please see Kelly. That gives you all the information that you could possibly need for anything that's going on in our center. One last thing is we're getting ready to schedule our annual meeting. It will be happening in February. We'll keep you posted on that. All right, you.
Yes, real quick. We're putting the tables back differently together today, guys. It's going to be 3 tables to a one big table, so there are 4 groups of tables with 12 chairs around them. That's the way we're setting them up. Secondly, I do like to clean, but I just feel like moving into this new location, it's our responsibility to be responsible with this and to take care of it and take ownership in this community that is ours. And yes, we could hire a cleaning crew to come in and do it, right? But it's our responsibility to be fiscally responsible with what's happening as we rebuild. And I took ownership of that to clean, but I'd love your help. So, yeah, that's that. So just keep that in mind here, and yeah.
Right.
So I'll come around to make sure we get the tables right before we.
Thank you. I forgot about that. And that reminds me is on Tuesday, our movers are bringing our furniture over from the storage shed where it's been for 3.5 years to our new building. If anybody's available on Tuesday afternoon, we won't start at the building until afternoon. Things have to be wiped down. You don't have to move stuff, but everything's got to be wiped down because it's got 3 years of dust on it. Yep. You know how it is if you've been to a storage shed. We'll have masks and gloves and wipes and everything for you. So anybody that's available, please come join us on Tuesday. We would appreciate that help. There's going to be a lot going on Tuesday. We're having our lighting done, our moving done. I don't know what else. Oh, the labyrinth's being delivered.
Yeah.
So, not installed, but delivered. So anyway. All right, if you would you stand, please? Join us in our benediction. If you want to hold hands, that's great. No pressure. All right, if you would repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called grace.
It is this thing called grace.
Grace is in my mind.
Grace is in my mind.
Grace is in my heart.
Grace is in my heart.
Grace is in all that I do.
Grace is in all that I do.
I am it. I share it. And I'm becoming more of it. Each and every day. Thank you, grace.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All right, last time. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. 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 Have a great week, everybody.